Welcome back to ThriveWell. I'm your host, Jess Woodbeck, and this is where we talk about what it really looks like and takes to build a business and a life you're proud of, not just on Instagram, but in real time. Today, I have the honor of sitting down with the founder of wHERld, a community-driven platform, a live event experience built to help women grow their confidence, connections, and impact. If you haven't seen it, you have to go check this out. Demiree Goldfarb started with a vision rooted in community and has grown it into a national movement through in-person events, digital spaces, and powerful conversations that bring women together in real, meaningful ways. You have also owned a Michigan's Best Boutique, created Michigan's largest empowerment festival, and your podcast has over 500,000 streams in 35 countries. You're a creator, a mom who shares the behind the scenes of building a life and business that actually feels aligned. I am so excited to talk to you today and uncover all the things that make you the vivacious person you are. So Demiree, welcome to ThriveWell.
Well, welcome. I'm going to play that every morning.
Yeah, right?
Wow, who is this? Incredible. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
I'm pumped you're here. So I want to start off with the conversation we were just having, to share behind the scenes. We were sitting down and you're like, I just took 30 days off social media. And all the mics in the room dropped.
Like, what?
Hang on now. Take me with you. Okay, so walk us through that, Demiree. What caused you to say, I'm taking 30 days off?
So going into it, I didn't really have like a plan to do that. Originally, how it started, we surprised my 8-year-old to go to Disney early. We went a couple weeks early because it's thousands of dollars cheaper.
Yes.
And we're like, we're just going to go the first week of December and have fun. We're going to surprise him. We're going to get him in the car, and we're going to have this moment. Here's me as somebody who lives on social media, not only with my business, but as my personal brand, like brand work, creating content, UGC.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to share all the behind the scenes and the rides and the food. And I got to the airport and I just felt really this pressure of, well, I got to post the airport, and it was really cool that Delta just did this for us. And I'm like, I'll just post it later. And then I realized I was like a day and a half into our trip and I didn't post anything. And I felt like this guilt. And I'm like, why do I feel that guilt? I don't feel like I should have to feel this way about not posting on social media. So that I was like, unfortunately with my job, I have to post to make money because that's just what we do.
Yeah.
But I was finding myself hating it. And I was like, this is the end of the year. I don't want to feel like going into 2026 that like I have to post to be relevant. Mm-hmm. I want to be in these moments. I want to take time for myself, and I don't want to hate posting on social media. So I was like, I'm just going to go the rest of the Disney trip and I'll catch everybody up. Well, I made the mistake of making a video before we left, letting everyone know, we're going to Disney, we're surprising my 8-year-old, stay tuned, and then ghosted everyone for a month. So everyone's like, where is the video? And so I just posted it literally yesterday, so a month and 3 days later, and took off the whole month. Once we got back from Florida, I was just like, this is kind of, I feel invigorating. Like, this is kind of cool.
Like a little rebel.
I know, right? Like, who's going to stop me now?
Exactly.
Right? Like, my world isn't declining. My business is still running. That's weird.
Yeah.
Because I've convinced myself that I have to post every single day to be relevant and make money, which you do, essentially. But it was a refreshing moment to show myself I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to social media. I'm addicted to connection of other people and not really living in the moment. So I took the whole month off. Once I got back, I was like, let's see how long we can do this. And then I was just like, we're already almost to January. Like, let's just take the rest of the month off. And not having that pressure on yourself of, what am I going to post today? And, oh my God, I ran today, or I walked. I got to make sure I post a picture of my feet so people knew I walked. Like, I'm active. I'm an active girl. Like, I'm not lazy on Christmas break. I'm out here moving. And I just didn't. And it was this really refreshing feeling that also recharged my batteries. So going into 2026, I'm like, not the new year, new me, but I'm like, it feels good to share these things in these moments. Also, it's kind of like this, everyone on social thinks that they know everything about your life.
Yes, yeah.
And there's so many things people don't know about my life. And I'm like, ooh,
this is interesting now.
Secretive.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was kind of, there was no real reason going into it like, December, I'm shutting off. It was just me having this moment of like, wow, I hate this feeling.
Yeah.
And I wonder what would happen if I just didn't.
Well, I think we can all, anybody who's on social media in any tier of just for personal use, business use, whatever it may be, influencer, can relate to that burnout feeling, that tug of war of like, I want to, I need to, I know it serves a purpose. And then the other piece of like, but I'm just tired of doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of thinking about the copy and then my real words dumbing it down or raising it up, elevating it, and it didn't land. Did it land? So I appreciate that so much. Here's my question during your hiatus. Did you completely and absolutely remove yourself from social media, or did you keep checking in but didn't engage?
Yes. So at first, like with Disney, I didn't delete it. It was just there, and I'd have people like, where's the reaction video? We'd have people texting us. Like, you really, in my head, and it makes you sound like you're full of yourself. Like, you're like, oh, everyone cares if I don't post. I'm like, no one cares. And then when I get 50 messages of like, where's the video? I'm like, oh, we'll just share it later. I don't think the first week I didn't really engage. I was just like, I'm not going to keep posting things and give people little nuggets. I'm just going to photo dump later, you know? And then as I got home and I was checking my phone more and more, and I'm like, well, I'm not posting anything about Disney, and I'm not posting anything in general, and I'm really just absorbing this information of other people, and none of it is really like fueling me. That's when I was like, okay, this isn't entertaining anymore. This is a distraction. And not that I had any plans. I literally rotted on my couch for 2 weeks.
Sure. You're like,
shows.
I wasn't being extra on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important fact for people to hear. It's not like you had grand plans or even purposeful plans of
I was doing
production.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You tell yourself you're going to relax, and then you sit on the couch and you scroll on Instagram the whole time. That's not relaxing.
Yes.
And I have a hard time because I'm like, that's relaxing. That's
yes.
great. I want to scroll on TikTok for
I enjoy
7 hours. Like, this is relaxing.
Yes.
But it's not, because you're not fully like, if I watched a show on Netflix and didn't touch my phone, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have so much other things I need to be doing. So to not have that app, so after a while I did delete it. I deleted Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Beautiful.
And I was just like, for like the last 2.5 weeks, because I found myself the week we got home, I was reaching for my phone and really put perspective of like I said, oh, wow, like I'm addicted to my phone. And I remember seeing this study a long time ago of this company that did a test that had a podcast. They brought a girl in for a podcast, literally. My phone, you guys, is sitting right here on the end of this table.
It is.
Right?
I've been watching it this whole time.
So in this podcast, that was this documentary I watched, and I'll have to find it. They had this girl come in genuinely thinking she's doing a podcast. And right now, out of respect of everyone, I'm not going to ever reach my phone if it starts vibrating. They purposely had people call her phone and checked her stress responses of her throughout the podcast of doing something important. But then those little buzzes, they hooked something up to her just to kind of say like, oh, we're doing like a study with stress and podcasts. And it turned out like she had more anxiety than an average person does when there's a death in the family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
And I'm like, I don't want to feel like I have to survive on social media to exist.
Yeah.
So.
Or that you have no control in it, right? And we convince ourselves we do.
Yeah.
And then when you take it away and you realize those patterns that are there that pull you towards like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom, grab your phone. Oh, I'm watching Netflix. The next step is grab your phone.
The phone needs to be by me.
Yes. Yeah. And I find it absolutely fascinating. My husband, so this is a good counterbalance to what you're going through. He does not engage. He does not post. None of this. It's once in a while company posts.
Okay.
Or if his entire page is collaboration with me pretty much because I do the posting. And so I'll collaborate with him, family stuff, work stuff. We do it all together. And he was assessing, as we always do, we take a couple of days at the end of the year and reflect and then pay it forward. And one of his pieces of reflection was adding up the amount of time he had on social media platforms. And he's like, while it's purposeful because I'm looking at people I care about, I'm engaging with people I'm in business with, and I know that matters, he's like, the hours per day that are not being returned to me for anything significant, whether it's motivating, earned, or enjoyable, is
crazy.
It's astonishing.
Yeah.
So he went and he did the same thing. He deleted all the apps. And in the first few days, you could feel his stress. And he's like, this is unbelievable.
You feel like you're
to me.
missing out on monumental news.
Yeah.
And then you check in and you're like, oh, one person out of the thousands of followers announced they're pregnant. That's all I missed.
Yes.
And that's amazing.
And you can find out in a different way.
Yeah.
So we came up with, I'm a big fan of supporting any big change of interruption of patterns, right? And so the interruption of pattern with your phone was presence is an advantage. And it truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to remain present, actively listen to somebody and not have in the back of your mind, like, what's happening over here on my small little device in this world of mine, massive.
Yeah.
Because you miss those micro moments consistently.
You miss moments with your kids. You also start to notice that they start repeating what you do. I noticed one time I said something and my son was like, will you just stop and listen to me? And I was like, I'm listening. He's like, you're not listening to me. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That one hurt my feelings.
Thank you, a wise one.
That hurt my feelings, my 8-year-old Yoda.
Yes.
But yeah, it's my new thing is now that I have it back, because I'm like, let's be real, it's not going to be gone forever.
Sure.
I can't run a business. My business is off social media. I looked into the whole limiting screen time. And at first I was like, okay, is this going to actually work? It will slap you in the face of how quickly your time adds up. Someone's like, oh, I put a 6-hour time limit on Instagram. And someone's like, 6 hours? You need that? That's ridiculous. And you're there within the first, like, it feels 30 minutes of your day.
Wow.
Right? So I have it down to 2.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I do communicate a lot with my community via Instagram. I support their things. I'm sharing their stuff. I'm connecting people. So I look at it as anything over 2 hours is realistically, I'm taking advantage of this time by utilizing it for me, which I don't think I shouldn't not be able to. So if I fully use the full 2 hours for work stuff, and I'm like, well, I didn't really get to catch up on like my Demiree stuff. Sure. You can ignore it, but it does put it into perspective of how quickly that time adds up. You're like, time limit's up already? What? I've been on here for 2 minutes. And I'm like, show me the stats. And it's like, well, you were scrolling on Instagram.
They're like, hey, girl, here it is.
This is the hard truth. You're addicted and you didn't notice it. Yeah, it's like a lotus flower, like the Odyssey, where you didn't realize you were in there for 6 years.
You're like, whoa, here I am.
So it's a nice reminder and reality check, but also keeping you accountable while being like, your time's up.
Absolutely.
And if
Love
you need
it.
more time, cool, but like, let's be real here. You don't.
So. And remain in control, right? Don't give
100%.
that power away.
Yeah.
And speaking of empowerment in your communities, let's talk about when you look back at these early business years, because, I mean, having a boutique and now running Michigan's largest women's empowerment festival, I mean, that's like a far stretch, one to the other, right? So in the early years of the business and the events, what did it teach you about women, money, and community?
So when I first started my first business, which was called Rubu, it was my women's clothing boutique in Port Huron, Michigan. I always love wearing very fun clothing that not everyone wants to wear, right? Like I walked in the gas station before this, you should have saw the man's face. He was like, whoa. So I like wearing fun things, but also like dressing like sophisticated. Like I like having a mixture of things. So I opened my store, and I thought at first, I want to open this business because I want a creative outlet that's allowing me to utilize my voice. And I know that there's other women that, in Port Huron, we're driving down here to go shopping because there's nothing in Port Huron. And what I shortly and quickly learned is that wasn't what I liked the most about the business. Is I liked the women's faces coming in and trying on things that were so far out of their comfort zone, because they're like, I would never wear hot pink checkered pants. You couldn't pay me to wear those. But just try it with this, and we've got a little Madonna moment. Like, just hear me out. And them leaving and coming back and telling me a story about how, like, many compliments they got. And just watching them light up, that moment was what I liked. I like the moment of dressing creative and getting compliments of people being like, I could never wear that. And me being like, well, why not?
Yeah.
And so for me, with women empowerment and money, yes, the money was great. It was a booming business. We won the best boutique in under 3 years in the whole state of Michigan, which was huge. Amazing. As a 24-year-old showing up in a very old school town being like, we won.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're making a name for ourselves.
Okay.
But it was beyond the money. It was just having this feeling that you can't put a price tag on, but you get to have in your business. And then as I got older, I'm like, yeah, I don't like the hustle of going to markets and selling and hustling sales and Black Friday and this and that. I was like, how can I make a business off of that feeling?
Okay.
Because that's what I like.
Yeah.
And I want to keep progressing. So went forward and made it was Empower. Now it's wHERld. But yeah, and now we're Michigan's largest women empowerment festival.
Incredible.
Going further from that.
So your last festival, how many attendees?
We had 560 people in total between the 2-day festival.
Amazing.
Well, it was a conference then. We reframed it to a festival because conference isn't really what it is. People come with this idea that it's going to be very like learn and write down notes and this and that. And I love those things. I go to lots of conferences, but I wanted something that was for all women of all backgrounds that weren't in business, were single moms trying to figure their life out, stay-at-home moms that had no interest in going to corporate or starting a business.
Sure.
And I was going to all of these conferences, like you and I were just talking. We travel a lot for these things. I live and breathe for those things.
Yes.
Right? I want to learn how to grow my businesses. But my friends who are nurses, stay-at-home moms, and HR, they're like, I could give two shits less about spending $700 on a ticket to something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you're missing the point. It's not just what you're learning, it's the relationships. So making this conference into an event where all women can come together, yes, I want them to learn things, but the whole point is at the end of the day, do you like who you are? In order to grow your mindset, to grow your confidence, because no matter what you talk about in business, strategy, or anything, it comes down to, do you like yourself as a person? Because if you don't, you can't have the mindset to grow a business, or you can't have a solid relationship to have a healthy relationship. You can't have friends that don't walk all over you. So we created something that was, yes, you'll learn something and there might be something that you can relate to business, but it's for all women. And that's really like magical to me, of helping so many people change their lives and go in the direction of what that looks like success for them.
Yeah, a positive place to go where you kind of earn this, who am I?
Yeah.
And do I like it? And almost a validation. I'm sure a lot of women show up and are like, oh yeah, I love my life. I love who I am. And it was cool to share that with others.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of social media, I know you are very rooted in bringing community together, connecting others. You were talking about that. Like, a lot of my work is connecting people online to one another, and it's not just content. So in your words, what is the difference between having followers and having a community?
Oh, this is my favorite question. Oh, I love it. Having followers means you have an audience. You're performing in front of people, right? Having a community means they are a part of what you're doing. So for people who want to do coaching or things like that, that's great. There's a difference and a very definitive line between followers and a community, because followers become almost fans. They're a part of your life. They like to see what you're doing. They're interested in it. But a community means not only are they invested in your life, you're invested in their life. Whereas followers, on the stage, half the time these people don't respond to their followers. Like huge celebrities, Kylie Kardashian. If I reached out and was like, oh my God, girl, this dress looks so good on you, chances of her responding to me are slim.
Right.
Okay. People reaching out to a community leader see that people are acknowledging what they like about that and take the time to really engage with people to create a community and cultivate a relationship.
Beautiful.
So people are like, I have a community. I'm like, no, you have an audience.
Yep. Okay.
You like being in front of people. And there's nothing wrong with either one, but I think people get community and following very confused. They're like, well, my community of followers on Instagram, I'm like, it's not the same.
Yes.
It's just people that are loving what you do.
I love that. I love the way you just explained that. So if you are somebody out there in the world, anybody listening right now that has a good following, whatever that means to them, could be 5 people, could be thousands of people, how do you make sure, or how do you move it from just the follower category where there is less of the two-way street? It's a one-way street of delivery from you to the followers, so to speak, into the community aspect where there's a two-way street.
Yeah, you start getting other people involved with each other. Taylor Swift's one of my favorite examples. I'm not a huge Swiftie. I love her music. I think she's a brilliant businesswoman. Taylor Swift is genius. Again, another person that if I slid into her DM, she's not going to respond probably because she's massive. However, you see these millions of women at her events and her concerts that are part of her community because they're exchanging bracelets with each other. They have costumes. There's these themes. There's things that are going on. So she is a brilliant businesswoman with, she can engage as much as she can. She can't respond to everybody. She's not Santa, right? Like, she can't do it all.
Millions and millions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She would never make music. But she has created this community where she has done a little bit of it, and those people feel so strongly with, wow, I cannot believe that she interacted with me and almost not gave them a baton, but almost like gave them permission to now connect with all these people that have all the same interests as you. If people like my content, I'm very unfiltered, tell you how it is, I will show up without makeup on, like I'm just as real as it can try to be. And my following, I try to invite them like, this is my style. If this isn't for you, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but this is what I'm about. People who follow me are more than likely also like that. So the other people that are part of my following or my community, like ThriveWell, I make it very clear, if you got mean girl energy, there's the door. This is not the event for you. If you're not here to meet with people or try to poach people to become part of your business scheme, this is also not for you.
Okay.
So you kind of set the standard of what your expectations are. And then you're hoping that people follow, and if they don't, that's on them. But people that don't want just a one-way street of me only communicating, or it's me and you're a fan, you're not only involved with them, but you're also inviting them to communicate and connect with other people that are also interested in the content or thing that you're providing.
Okay. I love that. So it's similar to me. I'm like filtering through, okay, how do I explain this in my little sector of the world? And it sounds like there's a culture in community, and as far as followers, there isn't. There's just a desire that you like that person that you're following, you enjoy them, their content's good for you for the moment, forever, who knows?
Yeah.
But that's what you go there for, whereas community has this culture that goes beyond the person.
Yes. It's easy to have a following and then also just showing up. Like there's lots of creative content or creators that want to post content and they're like, this is my information, take what this is, here's the link, this is what you need. And that's totally fine. That's why I was saying like there's not a wrong answer. It's not like, people who have followers are just lame and people who have communities are lame. But I think it's this sense of connecting with other people and having people involved. That's what makes a community. And a lot of people don't want to do that because it is a lot of work. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You're going to have people frustrated with you. You're going to have people that aren't happy with the things that you're doing. There's people that are also followers that are in the comments that are hating on you also. So it just depends on which one works best for you.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So in creating the festival now, what did it actually take behind the scenes? I'm sure there are a lot of people listening going, I want to take my community to that next level. I want to do in-person events. What are some of the behind-the-scenes things that you have to pull off that both emotionally and physically you don't know until you do it, that you could kind of forewarn or foreshadow for people?
You got to put aside your ego with acting like it's the best event in the entire world and be okay to ask people for money. Like, my events don't happen unless there's sponsorship. Like, we had Target. It was a huge sponsorship.
That's amazing.
And thank you. And it's just, you have to put we're the best, and we're this, that. You need money for these things to happen unless you want to pay for it. And I've been there. It's not fun.
Yes.
So it's not a great time. So you got to put aside your ego. Yes, you want to hype it up of like, you don't want to go in there like, it's this okay thing and we want to be a part of it. You got to be like, this is the shit. You want to be here, but you have to be okay with asking for help. And I was really, really bad at that my first 2 years.
Okay.
Really bad. Like, I didn't ask for anything financially. I was like, I got this. We're going to make it on ticket sales. It's going to be great. And then I also didn't ask for any help as far as like checking in. Like, my mom, my best friend, and my sister all checked in for people. I didn't have any staff.
Yeah.
I was like, we got this. Girl power. Girl power. Like, we got this. And I slowly learned, like, unfortunately, you can't do it by yourself. And that was a really big learning curve for me because I also have like a really hard time. I want people to no one's going to like your business as much as you love your business.
Yeah.
And so I don't want people coming into ThriveWell or Empower at the time having a bad experience, not because of me. Like having a bad review and be like, well, the check-in was really rude. And it's like, well, that wasn't me. But I'm really pissed that wasn't my fault. So I would say the behind the scenes is letting your ego go as far as asking for help because you need it. Yep. You're not Superwoman.
Like physically, financially,
emotionally, every realm of every Ali that you can think of. You need people. And I think lots of planning. People think that you can turn around an event very quickly, but you just stress yourself out. I find myself, as soon as we're done with ThriveWell, I take a month off, and then it's right back into planning. It's like Coachella. Not that we're that big, but like there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes that people don't think about.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of work. So giving yourself proper and ample time and being okay with asking for help as far as financial help and asking for sponsors and being okay to be like, we need money and not being like, oh, we don't need your money. Don't worry about it. Like, you need to be promoting that you need money for these things because people are willing to help, especially if it means that it's promoting them at an event like this.
Yeah. So you mentioned Target being one of your sponsors. How does that happen? Going from just this, I'm assuming at one point you were a small Michigan women's group getting together to Target is sponsoring a festival of yours.
Yeah. So that was year 3 that we had Target a part of it. And that happened from my personal page of me posting, as I do, psychotically on my stories. So I had posted a story about how I was going to Target. And I was going for something like, let's just say Post-it notes. I don't remember what the thing was, but we all go to Target and we all buy something we didn't come there for.
100%.
Especially that beginning aisle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And so I walked in, I forgot the Post-it notes. Didn't get those naturally. And I walked out with 13 sunscreens in the middle of December.
Of course you needed that.
So I was like, because they were on sale, they didn't expire soon. So I was like, okay, I'm talking like Sun Bum for like $1.
Nice.
I was like, oh my God, these are great. We go on a boat, we travel a lot. My son, like, this is great. I think I spent like $20 and 13 sunscreens.
Oh my gosh.
So I go on my stories and make it this whole thing. I go and I'm like, does Target have the best carts known to man? Like, do they have like a mechanic shop here for these? Like, that's how I started it. Then I went into it and I was like, dude, there's sunscreen on sale. Do I need this? And then I posted another thing that was like, I got 13 sunscreens. And then I got in my car. I was like, didn't even get my Post-it notes. And someone from HR from my hometown in Port Huron saw it. And she was like, this is hilarious. She was like, I'm going to send this to my management and see if we can, like, do something with you for DreamWorld. I'm thinking they might donate a $25 gift card.
Sure.
I ended up getting an email from the HR top chain saying that they were interested in sponsoring something because they loved the movement of what we were doing and that it was just not me asking them. They just loved my content and then saw what we created and how much fun it looked, at least.
Yes.
So we got them involved. They sent 9 employees to do check-in, gift bags. Wow. They gave a sponsorship. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, they sent people?
Yeah, they sent 9 employees. There's supposed to be 10 and 1 couldn't make it. She got sick. So we had 9 girls that came that were ecstatic to be there. They all dressed up in pink, very on brand. They didn't make it about themselves. They were just happy to be there. One of the ladies was like, I've never seen someone so happy in my entire life. When like certain activities were happening, I'm like, this is her moment to shine. So we had them, and going into it, I'm like, great, this is going to be a great relationship, and we'll just have Target every year. This is awesome. Well, the following year, aka last year at Huntington Place, we reached out, and they were like, yep, we're on. And then the whole DEI situation dropped. And it was this whole situation where I couldn't support that. I was like, I'd rather keep the integrity of my event than have a company coming in that sure is about women empowerment, but you're also like not supporting half the people that are at these events. This isn't fair to anyone.
Okay.
So we dropped them.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a really uncomfortable conversation. I said, I hope you understand. And they were devastated, but it wasn't their choice.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure, yes.
So I was like, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Like, this is not aligning.
It's out of alignment. Yeah.
Like, how can I be so excited that Target's here and 50% of the people that are they're going to be like,
this just happened.
Like, I hate them.
Yeah.
So we dropped them, and we still have a great relationship with them. And they're like, if there's anything we can ever help with, but I'm very true of like, oh, okay, no, it's forgotten about. We'll just pick it back up. I don't think it'll work out as far as a sponsorship for us, but I really appreciate how they handled it, and they were really mature about it, and they were very helpful, very kind. But it just didn't work out for future years.
Well, I think what a power move for you to stand up for the community and be the
My bank account
example.
Didn't love that decision.
Of course not. Because that's why it's such a power move.
They were like,
hey.
I talked to my husband, I'm like, you have to understand, if I cut this means we have to pay for this now.
It means we're cutting our bank account.
Yeah. And that wasn't a fun time, but I felt so much better not having somebody a part of something. And I think that goes for anything. Like, you can have big names or not big names. You can have really shitty people that have a really good following be a part of your event.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care who you are.
I think that's a perfect spitting image of exactly what you represent, which is, this is empowerment for me, and I'm living it out loud.
Yeah.
If I were to have not done this, I gave my power away for the return of money, for the return of help. And I think, I'm a woman in your group, I'm going to be shouting from the rooftops. Like, that's why I'm here. Yeah. That's why I'm in her community.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Congrats. Really big moves. Okay, so talk to me about helping people grow. I mean, obviously, women empowerment is a massive subject. Mm-hmm. It's a massive subject that's gone viral for the last almost decade now, I would say. What is it that you feel strongly creates connection with women that is long-lasting?
Being exactly who you are.
Like just authenticity.
Authenticity to a T. I think women, I mean, that's what my business is, women empowerment, so I can fully say I think it's overrated, the word now, because many people have ruined it. I don't ever use the word sisterhood, because when you're like, it's women empowerment or sisterhood, immediately I'm like, not for me. Okay. Because I just think the wrong people have kind of abused what it's supposed to be. And I'm very much like, I give everyone a chance, and I can immediately read an energy. And if I talk to somebody and I'm like, I know that you aren't saying anything that you genuinely want to say right now, it just seeps from people's pores.
Yes.
Fortunately, I can figure that out. There's a lot of girls that cannot. And I think that the easiest way to connect with other people is just say what you want. It doesn't need to be rude. But like if I sat here on a first date with a guy and I'm a vegetarian, I'm not a vegetarian, but if I was, why would I sit there and act like I was a vegetarian to make him happy? I'd say, no, I'm not. I'm actually a vegetarian. I don't like this. But I kind of say it like that. I know it's kind of general of, why would you go your whole life not saying what you think and want to do or be because you're afraid that it's going to upset somebody else, when 9 times out of 10, they don't care at all. Mm-hmm. In your mind, this guy's like taking you to this beautiful steakhouse, and you're like, oh my God, I'm a vegetarian. How do I tell him? I'm not going to tell him because he's going to be so upset. Our whole date's going to be ruined. If you would just tell him, they're like, oh, we actually have a whole vegetarian menu. It wasn't that hard. Yep. And now you connect deeper. So I think women have a hard time because we just want to be liked. We want to be relatable. We want to have a community. We don't want people to not like us. We don't want people to talk badly about us. And we feel like when we open up who we are, whether that's trauma through childhood or you've had shitty business people, whatever that looks like, we have taught that if we open up, people aren't going to like what we have to say.
Yeah. Or vulnerability equals weak.
Exactly.
Right? You're not as strong or as reliable or whatever it may be. Okay, so I have a question around this because I share your love of empowerment, and I've done a lot of study around it because I'm a very logical thinker. I've got a big heart, but my reasoning starts with logic, which is unusual for a female. Yeah. And so when I look at empowerment and people that aren't authentic, do you think there's space to help those women who want to seek empowerment, don't know how to be authentic, wear this mask because it's all they've ever known and kind of secured their identity to? How do you help them see, like, hey, there's a whole community here that I want to teach you how to be a part of? Is that part of what you do?
Yeah. So perfect example, and I'm going to put her on the spot. I don't know if you know Rachel, the producer Rachel.
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't know each other. Rachel, I don't know how to say your last name.
We love you.
Rachel G.
Yes.
My producer Rachel.
Yes.
When I didn't know her probably 2 years ago, and we met at our podcast studio. We go through every media, and we briefly talked, and she was like, I just love you. And I'm like, you love me? Like, we're talking about producer Rachel here. Like, this is crazy. So we started talking, and I asked her, I said, yeah, you should come to Empower. I said, if it's, I'll give you a ticket. I'd love for you to experience it. I think you'd have a blast. She straight up looked at me and she goes, it's not my vibe. And I said, okay, what's not your vibe? And I appreciate that. Like, I'm not upset about that because it's not everyone's vibe.
Right.
I get that. I said, but what about it is not your vibe? She's like, I see you post pictures all the time of people hugging. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to hug somebody. She's like, I'll hug you. Yeah. I don't want to hug a random stranger.
Got it.
I don't want to do the whole hand holding. That's not my jam. That makes me nauseous and I want to throw up. And I was like, I get it. Like that's your thing. I made her come. I was like, please just come. Yeah. I will not make you hug. And anytime we did an activity, I specifically told my speakers, I was like, when you tell people to hug, I want you to shout out, Rachel, you don't have to do this. And not to make her feel uncomfortable, but it's not going to be everyone's jam. But I do highly encourage people to get in these rooms, even if they aren't what they say they are. Because I've been a part of a lot of women empowerment events that I walk in the room and I'm like, this ain't it.
Yep, totally.
I'm like, but I'm going to close out my time here and I will never be back.
Yes.
And that's fine. But I think I encourage them to just get in the room and you'll click with hopefully at least one person that just brings it down just a little bit for you. Think about your best friends. Who I am on certain platforms, I mean, now who I am, this is who I am. Like, if you see me now, this is exactly how if me and Kristen went and got drinks. This is just how it is. Yeah. But there's lots of people you meet, and they're this one person. And then when they're with their best friends and you're like, oh, that's just so Demiree. She's just dancing on top of the bar again. Like, that's just what it is. Not everyone's going to have that comfortability to be able to do in person. But you think about, I'm not asking you to get here butt naked with your girlfriends on the camp trip right now. I'm just asking you to just be real and challenge me and tell me something you don't like. And when Rachel told me that, she was like, not my thing. Yeah. I really respect it. It looks like a lot of fun. She's like, I wear all black. I'm not a pink girl. Yeah. I'm like, just come. I think you'd have fun. She's like, this was amazing.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, I don't need you to hug people, but I think you need to be around people who know who they are to almost give, not that she needed that, but like these women, and when you're asking how to help them, I think it comes down to we don't want to admit it, but we want permission to be who we are.
And the easiest way to see that is while other people are modeling it, right? Like, and that's why I was asking you. You are clearly brave and courageous in who you are and being exactly this vivacious woman in the world, online, not online.
Yeah.
And I think that's a scary step for a lot of people.
100%.
A lot, men and women, but women in particular.
Exactly. But I think also another thing is that when women see people do certain things, they think that that's what they need to do. Right? So, for example, in DreamWorld last year, I got on stage. I was wearing these heels that were the most painful heels I've ever worn in my entire life. I took 2 steps on stage. I put the microphone on the floor, and I took my shoes off. And I picked it up. I said, and this is how the rest of the day is going to go. And that's how I carried on the rest of the show, barefoot. I was like, this is how it is. Am I asking you all to take your shoes off? No. This is what I want to do. I'm giving you guys permission of this is exactly who I am. I don't expect you to swear all the time or talk how I talk or how openly I talk or show up on social media every single day. I'm not asking you to do those things. I'm just showing you it's not as scary as you think it is being who you are on the other side of the wall that you have up right now.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like and you're comfortable with, who do you want to be? Who's the real you when you're with your friends and you let your hair down because that's the person you like being? It's not that scary. To be that person. And it doesn't need to be checkered pants and smiley face sweatshirts. It could be whatever it is that you want to do. And I think, again, as women, we don't want to be like, I'm looking for permission for someone to tell me to do that. But it really is what it is. Because we notice when we go to things or business things, you kind of read the room and follow people's vibe. And if everyone's really stuffy, you're really stuffy. But if everyone's having a good time and connecting, you're like, oh, okay, I can connect with people. Yeah. It kind of allows permission.
Yeah. I totally agree. I hear you talking about unlocking truth. And I think, I don't know about you, but in coaching other people, I found if they have suppressed their truth for so long, and not even a lot of people do it unconsciously, they don't know. And so when you invite them to meet themselves, to be authentic, they're like, well, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there's that whole uncertainty that goes with it. So kudos to you for creating space for people that do that.
Thank you.
Do you, beyond the festival, you've talked about your community, does that have a container? Is that a forum? Is it a way where people are interacting and doing things together?
So we originally started with the event once a year, which was by accident, to be honest. It was supposed to be like a giant girls' day out once I closed my boutique.
Okay.
We had the event, and then after the event, people are like, well, when's the next one? Is it like next month? I'm like, no, I'm going to do it next year, and I'm going to do it bigger and better. And then by year 3, people are like, we were seeing posts all the time because it's like the content goes for months on after. And people are like, oh, is it April yet? Is it April yet? Like, how can we continue this? Or I kept getting, can I pick your brain? It's my worst question. I hate that question so fucking much. Can I pick your brain? Oh, I'd love to do this. Can I do this? I'm all about sharing the wealth of knowledge by all means. But, like, you can only do so much for free until you're like, my mortgage is due.
Yes. Like I gotta get to work.
I have a car payment and food to buy.
Yes.
So I created this community of, I didn't want to just be like the Demiree show, because that's not what I want DreamWorld to be at all, is you can have access to me and coaching because I get people can't afford. I've done it. The $100,000 coaches, the $10,000 coaches, right? You and I, we know. We're like, oh, that's it? That's not that much. People can't afford that. And I want to be accessible for people, but without extending myself too far.
Right, that's the tough part.
Exactly. So creating this community where it's a monthly membership right now, and we have it closed. It only opens 4 times a year to kind of keep and being able to nurture what we've got going on and not have to feel like I got to sell and get new members and then also teach and then do like it was too much. So we have an online membership that's a monthly membership fee that people pay, and there's several different things in it. There's access to coaching from me. We just did our It Girl call before we came in here. We did breath work. I was bawling my eyes out. So if I'm looking rough, that's why. But we do an array of different things to help women that are building. We quote it as, this is for women building something.
Okay.
Building a business, building a community, building income, building confidence, whatever it looks like for you.
Okay.
We're here to help you do that. So I do one call a month that is coaching women. I do one-on-one, which is outside of it, called the Dream Sesh, that people pay outside of that. But I wanted something that not only is the Demiree show, where I'm teaching you something, because clearly you're here because you need my resources and expertise and what I can help you with, but also keeping you connected to all of the other women around the world. We have people in Canada. We have people in almost every single state a part of it. And it helps connect because I'm really big on how we're doing things here in Michigan, the Midwest, is not how it's going down in San Diego and Arizona, let alone Italy and Greece.
Sure.
So my goal is to eventually, that's why we rebranded to wHERld, is connecting people all over the world to change your mindset. Because I'm sure you talk to people and then you go to a different area. Like, it's so much different in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, your environment dictates all of it.
It's so different. Even mindset, like just watching how woo-woo people are out there. And I'm like, that's so weird. I'm like, well, I actually needed that.
Yeah,
so,
you're like, that was great weird. I love that weird.
Our breath work was really great.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's kind of where we're at. So yeah, we do have the monthly membership on top of the event. And now we're switching it where it's like the event is the main baby. Like, that's so much fun, and that's open to anyone. However, we do very member-specific things and in-person events and more strategic coaching and mentorship for women who are looking to take that inspiration from the event and actually instill it in their life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is this adults only, or do you go into the youth group?
We usually try to say about 18 or up.
Okay.
Just because we've had lots of people ask us, like, do you think you'll ever do a DreamWorld for kids or, like, teenagers? And we've thought about doing something like that. I just know for me, like, my mindset is I'm here. I want to help women build where they know exactly what they want to be. However, I do know that it could be very beneficial for, like, young ages. So it's not off the table. It's just another project I don't want to take on at the moment.
I hear you. I hear you.
I want to do all the things that I'm like, I can't be 100 people.
Yeah. And then you stretch yourself too thin, and the things that matter get mediocre, and I get it. Well, how amazing. So there is a forum. There's a place people can go. I think the place that a lot of women, perhaps even listening right now, get to is this stuckness. Like, I'm stuck. They don't know why. They'll label it trapped. They'll label it confusion, overwhelm. But it's this stuck. I'm stuck right where I'm at, being who I'm being, and I'm confused as to how to take that next step. So when it comes to being stuck, how do you help her take that one micro step outside of that sticky sauce that keeps somebody where they don't want to be?
So I ask women, think about the best version of you that's real. I don't want the fake version of, like, who's the dream you that you want to be? Think of a time where you're truly happy. Think about a time that you felt what was success to you. It doesn't need to be a business owner. It could be you're being the world's best stay-at-home mom, right? Like, whatever that looks like to you. And what are you doing differently now that almost has, like, set you back? So people are like, oh, I'm not working out as much. I'm like, okay, well, maybe let's work out a little bit more and, like, get more active or start walking. Like, if that's really what's getting you in the funk. But also another thing, and my husband is the one that actually tells me to do this, and I tell the girls to do this now, and it helps them, is anytime someone gives you a compliment or you find something that makes you feel good, screenshot it and put it in an album so that when you're feeling down and in this stuck in this funk, like we all do, like everyone's going to naturally, you have this album of things you can look through to kind of, like, remember who the F you are in a way. And that, I think, is a really nice reminder, because I think we get stuck, and it's not necessarily sometimes going backwards. It's there's no forward momentum, so you feel like, well, this is the top for me. There's nothing higher than this for them. That's just not true.
Yeah.
And so I think we get comfortable, and then we kind of get depressed that nothing's changing, and then we don't change anything. Therefore, it just stays in a loop. So those are the two things that kind of help people of, like, what was a time that felt like success for you? Even if it was a couple stages back, like were you happy working at your boutique? But like we were a 7-figure business, like it was a huge profitable business, and that was success for me. Well, what was different then? I was motivated. I was posting on socials. I was going to events. I'm not doing that now. Oh, I am. But you know what I'm saying? If I were comparing it, I'm not doing that now. I'm not going out. I'm not getting dressed up anymore. Well, that's probably a huge reason why we're stuck. You're not doing the same thing. It's not that you need to go back to the boutique, but what were the things you were doing to make you feel that way that you're not doing now?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a reflection, like literally write it down. And it might be like, there might be a couple of things you don't want to do anymore that don't align with your life, whatever that looks like, but there's going to be a couple that you're not doing that will probably help you do something differently than what you're doing currently.
Yes, I love that. It's one of both practices I do currently in my life. So I love that. I worked with a doctor, an MD, who left her high-paying. She ran the New Jersey hospital during COVID, and she burned out. And she came from an Asian family, and so leaving her MD role was a massive move within the culture of her family. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm not helping people. I'm struggling. I'm in the moment of being in the victim seat here now. I'm not getting the help I need. Moved into more esoteric movements and like holistic practices. And one of her main practices, and I worked with her for almost a year, was this gratitude folder, this moment of capturing, like, hey, don't forget this moment, store it away, because then you can go back to that state of mind.
Yeah.
It might not be the thing you want to do,
exactly.
But the state you were in is what we're after of reigniting with, so you can move forward with that right now.
Yep.
So
that's what
powerful.
I like doing with my social media, like my profile, my personal page. If you look at the bio, it says my digital scrapbook. And I look at moments in my life where your smiles look different in different times, or like the vibe is different. And you're like, oh, those were the days. And I'm like, that was a year ago. I'm not 100 years old.
Tuesday, girl.
Yeah, like I'm not 100 years old, living in my 20 years old, living in my life. Yeah. It's like, it's right there. Yeah. Well, and even if it's not, even if you are 100 years old and you're looking at 20, what's different?
Yes.
Like, what are you not doing? Sure, you're not going to do half the things you're doing when you're 20, when you're 100, but the mindset is still there of doing things that make you feel good, that motivate you and want you to do what you are currently wanting to do in that season of your life.
Yes. And always remembering, right, like empowerment is you in charge, you in control, you at cause. Yeah. And that means you can always change at any point in time.
Yep.
I love that. All right. So let's move on as we close out here. Such great conversation. So if you were to zoom out 3 to 5 years from right now, where are we at? Where's wHERld at? Where's Demiree at? What are we doing? Who are you being? Is there a plan?
You know what's funny is I talk about this, again, my husband's like my non-paid manager. He just gets to listen to me all the time.
You,
shout out Evan, my unpaid employee. I always try, I'm a very go with the flow person. And recently I'm like, well, what's the 5-year plan? Like, I need to know, is this going to work out? And he's definitely the one that keeps me grounded. It's like, who cares if this all burns down to the ground in 6 months and you go back to, I was in med school for plastic surgery before I started all of this. So your girl's smart, okay? She's got a brain. She doesn't wear just checkered pants. But he's like, who cares? You go back to med school, or like you go back and you start being a teacher. Who cares? Yeah. And I've taken this pressure off of needing to know. However, when you do any kind of business, you don't want it to be like, well, this is probably going to not last in 2 weeks. Yes. For me, I love what I do so deeply. I love helping people. However, I know that I'm one person and I want to help millions of people. So obviously my goal would be to eventually, yes, have thousands of members, a part of our thing where I can be one place and help all these people at the same time. But also I would love to have like a hub, like a facility that's massive in Michigan. Primarily, I'd love to stay in Michigan, but still be able to help so many people and do like trips and travel and really just spread word about it's really not hard to be who you are. And the world would be such a nicer place and more enjoyable place to be. So being able to travel and do that. So there's not really this grand plan of like, oh, in 5 years, I know that I want to have 30 locations and I want to do this. I don't know. I could probably not be doing this in 5 years from now, and maybe hopefully not going to get a TV show next to Oprah, and like I just get to talk to her all day. That would be great too. Our podcast is huge, and I really don't lean into it as much because I want to talk to other people, not just behind the microphone.
Yeah.
But we've had people who are like, well, just do the podcast. Like, you could go even bigger if you really went into it. And I'm like, I don't know. So I wish I had a better answer for you of, in 5 years, I want to do this. I just know that wherever I'm at in 5 years, I want to be doing bigger things than I'm currently doing and helping more people in more areas of the world.
Love it.
Whether
so
that's with wHERld.
You want to go deeper in expanding empowerment.
I just want how
women.
my energy and being able to meet the most amazing people like Chris. Like you meet the most amazing people, right?
Yes.
And spreading that to help more people that will trickle down into their kids, and then it will just kind of heal a lot of generational trauma. I feel like women empowerment wasn't a thing when my mom was younger.
Right.
Like, my mom's a very empowered woman and she's a badass, but like, it wasn't what it is now. So just to keep moving forward and helping push the needle while also making a living in some way, I'm cool with that. So I don't need to be a millionaire, but those things make me happy, and being able to be paid to do so is my 5-year goal, essentially.
Love it. So inspiring. And I hope anybody that's listening is hearing, to be successful does not mean you have every moment figured out. And you're really just relying wholly and solely on the fact that you're built to do this, and it's passionate, and it's working, and it's helping others.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Contribution.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to go into a lightning round.
Okay.
I'm going to fire off questions. There is no wrong answer.
Okay.
Whatever comes up, say it, and we're going to move right on. No commentary, nothing.
All right, I'm excited.
Ready? Non-negotiable morning or nightly ritual that keeps you grounded.
Setting up a list of at least 2 things that I want to knock out the next day. So that way when I wake up, I'm not like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know exactly what I'm going into the next day that I need to do that day. I think that's like a non-negotiable for me.
Huge. Song or artist that instantly puts you in dream world mode.
Oh, I've been really into Goth Babe. He's like a funky, like, it sounds scary, but it's not. He's like really good, like, vibey music. It's just fun. Like, you could go like wakeboarding, snowboarding. It's just like an all year round good vibe.
Oh, like it. One belief about women and success you wish everyone would drop.
Oh, that you have to be very professional to be successful. People look at me and they're like, what? And I'm like, you have no idea what we make as far as what you think. So I think people think that you need to be this very well polished and like perfect person, and that's not what success is. Success is being exactly who you are and being profitable at being it.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Okay, one belief about women and success you wish everyone would adopt. Might go hand in hand there.
That would be good. I think not really caring what people think. I think a lot of us are scared to do the things that we want to do because we're afraid of how other people will perceive it, and that's what inhibits people from success. And that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of my girls, like my clients have amazing businesses, and I'm like, well, why are we not doing this? She's like, well, I don't know. What if this girl from high school? I'm like, you're 45 years old.
Yeah.
Why do we care about that? So I would say, it's easy to say, I wish you wouldn't care, but like no one cares, and you would be so much more successful faster.
Similar to how you just found out with the social media. You're like, I think everyone cares.
Yeah.
I mean, and granted, people do. However, no one's life
No one
stops.
was commenting on my video like, wasn't this supposed to be posted a month ago?
Right.
People are like, oh my God, I
Now
love
I'm
this. Been
dropping
waiting
you.
for this. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's it. No one cares.
Incredible. Okay, last but not least, favorite way to recharge after, let's call it a big event, big movement, big help, your work that you do on the daily. What do you do to recharge?
Travel.
Ooh.
I get the hell out of Michigan and I go somewhere that's fun, and I try to disconnect from my phone and just enjoy the moment, whether that is looking at a little bit of the content, but not stressing about what went wrong, which I'm working on. We're not all there, but I like traveling. I like going somewhere immediately after and just being present somewhere. Because then my mind is like for so long, and to be able to go somewhere and be like, I have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
Professionally speaking.
Yeah, well, it's like your breaking state, right?
Yeah.
And I mean that from like a mind frame standpoint. Your breaking state, interrupting your pattern, and it allows you to be free.
Yep.
Rather than in the patterns we're used
you
to,
go
right?
home, you start thinking about, the food could have been better, and this could have been better. I could have said this smoother. You're just like, I'm too busy being in Boston
Yeah.
Like,
too busy with sand in between my toes.
Exactly.
That's my recharge is sand. Sand somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, well, this was super powerful. I appreciate you so
Yeah.
much. I've been a big fan from afar through Kristen, and I see your things online. Thank you for being here and sharing. I feel like the value you brought in just releasing, letting go, and stepping into who you are meant to be is impeccable. And I think people are lucky to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
You're a great interview. Like, I'm like, this is great. I love communicating with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, though.
Yes. Well, in honor of ThriveWell, I have this question that I ask everybody. ThriveWell is meant to showcase the ability to sustain whatever thriving is for you. So I believe it's really easy here in our country, especially, to thrive quickly. It's easy to monetize just about anything, especially in day and age of social. It's not so easy to sustain it in a degree in which you're well.
Yeah.
So what would you say is thriving well for you?
I've been doing a lot more like checking in with myself, which I normally like to, especially as a community leader. And community leader is a very vague term, like business leader, like business owner is a community leader. You're a community leader leading everyone here, right? Checking in with myself and making sure things that I'm doing are things that I want to do, not because I'm doing it for other people, which is important as a community leader because you want to make sure the well-being of everyone is good. But at the end of the day, if the person that is the community leader and thriving isn't well, there's no life to thrive. So I've been doing a lot more checking in, which at first I was like, this is stupid. I don't need to do this. I don't need a journal. I don't need to meditate. I don't need to do breath work. This is dumb and wasteful.
Yeah.
I can watch a cartoon and be great. It's changed my life. And I think that has helped me a lot of doing it. The self-care, I guess, is an overused word, but really just checking in and making sure you're okay in order to be able to thrive.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people think thriving is grinding and this and that, and it's just like, but at the end of the day, if you're not there, what are you thriving for?
Yes.
So that's what I've been doing.
Amen to that. I hear a lot in your commentary and your purposefulness that you matter.
Yeah.
Right? Like you matter.
Yeah.
Whoever you is, the woman you're sitting next to, anybody you're talking to, you matter, and you practice it out loud.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So, Demiree, for anybody that wants to connect with you, plug into your dream world, your coaching, your essence, how can they do that?
So you guys can connect with us at wHERld.com. World is spelled wHERld because women are at the center of the universe. And that is the best way to connect with me on there. Is the best way to email me, connect with us on Instagram. On Instagram, you can find my personal page because no one can spell my name. So it's the best way to just to find it all in one realm. And that's ticket sales for our event, membership, upcoming events, ways to just get connected with our community and events that are going on as well.
Awesome. We'll link everything in the show notes. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with a woman in your world. Be mindful to engage with Demiree and her community. And I can't wait to bring ThriveWell to you next week.